Every time we say goodbye.
Hey everyone, welcome back again. We did a newborn essentials video and we did a 1 to 3 month essentials video, and this one kind of just follows suit. We want to do a 4 to 6 month, and the reason being again is that there were things that we thought that would really be important to us and ultimately weren't, and then we would have thought that some of the things that we would have bought wouldn't have been important to us, but they definitely have been. So a couple of things. The last video that we did, we kind of focused a lot on the things that carried over. Really, we're only going to mention things that we stopped using. It just kind of makes more sense that way so we don't overrun the video here. But
so the only thing I want to say is the wrap carrier. So I mentioned in the 1 to 3 month, I believe, that Paxton didn't like the wrap, and that was because I got it kind of late, and he didn't like, feeling kind of not like he could move in the wrap. So I kept trying it with him, and he actually did like it. So I just wanted to mention that again. So if you also have a baby who at first, doesn't enjoy being in the wrap, keep trying it. Maybe they'll be like Paxton, where once they enter that clingy phase, they'll enjoy, constantly being up against you. And right now, it's hard for us to get Paxton to fall asleep. So having him in the wrap, it's kind of like an instant, because he's, close to me, and he can kind of relax and fall asleep. So definitely, try your wrap again if your baby didn't like it.
it's just now, because he's 20 pounds, almost 20 pounds, she can maybe only handle walking a short distance with him. So that was really the only thing that was maybe worth noting, that definitely to keep trying. And then there were a couple things that we did stop using. One was the Bassinet, and so that was the Halo Bassinet, and the other one's the Snuggle Me Organic, which is basically the same thing as a Docatot, right? Mm-hmm. And really we didn't stop using those because we stopped seeing value in them. We stopped using them because it grew out of them. Obviously we'll keep those, but in hindsight we still would have bought them, but he just outgrew them.
So one of the new things, I guess, that Paxton really enjoys. So he did not like the binky, at all at the beginning, which I didn't like, because I think babies are cute when they use binkies. So again, just like the wrap, I kept trying, and now that he's teething a lot, he won't use it like a normal binky. I mean, he'll chew all over this. He'll chew the binky part and the handle, and then this thing. So if your baby didn't use binkies and you have a whole bunch of them, use them when they're teething, because they like to chew on everything anyway. So binkies a nice thing for them to chew on. So just use them again.
And I mean, I don't think obviously that it's a big, it's one of those big things that everybody wants to argue about binkies, but it's not like we're stuffing it in his mouth for him to suck on it all the time. It's really just for him to teeth on it. It's not like he goes looking for it either. No.
But. So I mean, if we didn't have this, he would never cry for the binky or anything. It's just sometimes when he's chewing on something, we're like, you want to chew on this. Or, Ari will show, the activity center later, but we like to clip it on there, so when he's playing in the activity center, sometimes when he's really teething, he'll pick it up and he'll chew on it, along with another, his little teething banana that we hung on one of these chains, and he'll chew on it.
So that's actually the next thing on the list here is this activity center. There are a couple of things that maybe we would have done a little bit differently buying that, but I think this was like $65 from Walmart, and there's a couple of other options that are more expensive, but effectively they all do the same thing. They convert from kind of like a stand-on platform. This comes up here and replaces the seat. I still don't understand how women sit on the floor all the time. This is not comfortable. But there's a seat here, it swivels all the way around, and then there's 5 stations for him to play with. And then Natalie also mentioned we put the passy clips on the little tag here, and he just recently got strong enough that he can rip those off the tag. Prior to that, he wasn't strong enough to do that. But we can put him in this almost any time during the day and at least get 5 to 10 minutes out of them if we're sitting in the room or standing in the room, whether we're cooking or cleaning or just need to relax, whatever. I'll also sometimes in the morning, so she teaches early in the morning, And if I'm just too tired, which is every single morning, to actually get up and play with him, then, and this is like 6:30 or 7 in the morning, sometimes in the pitch black, I'll bring this in, and they're like, it'll play music. I probably hit the wrong button because now it'll just play forever. But they light up, and it like mesmerizes him in the dark. So again, useful. It's probably one of the better things that we bought.
Yeah, and then like he had mentioned that there are more expensive options. So I guess, again, I didn't do the research, but maybe do the research. So my downfall that we don't like about this is I look to see if the plastic parts are BPA free, and it didn't say it, so I'm assuming it's not. And I don't know if the more expensive ones are BPA free. So the reason we purchased the cheaper one is because, you know, this product, which I will talk about, he didn't like at first, and so we didn't want to, you know, buy something and then him not use it, and so we were like, well, let's just, you know, not spend a fortune on it, and so we bought kind of the cheaper one, but now in hindsight, he loves it. And now I kind of wish we would have bought the more expensive one, but only if it is BPA free, because if that one's not BPA free, then honestly I would just go with the cheaper one, because really there's not much of a difference. It might look a little bit nicer, but I mean, you don't use it forever. So the next thing is we like these sleep sacks. So these, when he outgrew the Halo sleep sacks, we kind of transitioned them into this, and it's wrinkly.
It's a mess.
so pardon that.
But they hang dry, so it's weird how wrinkly they get. But.
Yeah, but super comfortable. Honestly, when we first got these, I mean, now we know what the hype is for these, because they're like really cooling. I want one for myself. Ari and I talked about, you know, potentially getting like a bamboo comforter, because it's just so cooling and soft and just feels amazing. Tons of different colors, so we have 3 of them now. So we have this color, I don't know what color this is, mango?
Yeah, I think
or
it's
something.
mango.
And then we really like the kiwi. So the kiwi we have in 2 different sizes. He actually still fits in the smaller size right now, but we already, you know, when they have sales frequently, and then we just kind of went ahead and, you know, bought the next size up. We love them.
And I think we'll do we've done a couple of reviews. We'll do a full review on that one. The other one, this was a splurge item, was the Nude Mattress. So Natalie is hyper paranoid about every single thing. I mean, she'll look at the outlet 20 times a night, and the Nude Mattress kind of helps support her paranoia, because basically what it is a completely breathable mattress. So this is another one we'll do a review on. I think there's a lot of reviews out there on it, but honestly, they seem like they're all paid promotions, and they're kind of a pain in the rear to watch. But it is definitely, I think, probably worth the money. I keep joking though, because I think it's more expensive than our mattress. Albeit we do have a cheap mattress, but anywho, definitely the Nude Mattress is one of those things that I don't think I would go without.
Yeah. The next thing are these Mushy Stackers. Now, you know, obviously this isn't necessarily a must-have, but, you know, my friend actually recommended these to me, that her baby really liked them, so I went out and purchased them, because I think it's always difficult for the young ones what to buy. He loves these little cups. I mean, right now he's not to the stage where he's stacking them, but he just likes playing them, chewing on them. And I really like them because despite all this vibrant, colorful things you see, I'm not into all that. And it's really hard for, you know, baby toys out there are very vibrant like that, so I like when I find toys that are a little bit more muted. And coming up, and we can share what we, you know, purchased Paxton for Christmas, but we bought some, you know, muted things as well that are a little bit more my style.
And those stack both ways, so they stack like that, and then also stack the other way. And he chews on them all the time.
Yeah.
It was funny when we first got them, he had really just started kind of being able to move around, and you would roll it, and it was, again, it was just one of those things that it was like magnetic. He had to go and find it.
Yeah.
So
he actually chased us around, and that was kind of when Ari and I said, hey, we need to get him, you know, a car or something, because that really encouraged him to move. Because, you know, if his toy rolled away, he wanted to go after it, and I think that's important, because, you know, otherwise if they have toys that are stagnant and don't move, they aren't really forced to scoot around.
The next thing on the list is this chair, and Natalie mentioned a little bit about it, and honestly I can't remember exactly what she mentioned, So the reason why we purchased the lesser expensive version of that was because really when we bought this, it was kind of ahead of its time. It was just one of those things, he really wasn't ready to sit completely. We had bought this, and it kind of just sat in the corner. But now, he really enjoys this. I mean, especially for like more the sleepy, kind of lethargic play. When you get kind of closer to bedtime, or when it's really early, or right after a nap time, this is great. He sits in this. It's effectively just a seated version of that. So I can't remember exactly where we bought this. I want to say this was Target.
Yeah.
And I think it was like maybe $30. But again, there are tons of different versions of this, and it also does convert into a little kind of like eating area, tray area as well.
Yeah. And then the last thing is we're sitting on it. It's a Playmat. So at first, this was something I don't know why we held off purchasing one. I guess we didn't really know if we would need one or not. Plus, we didn't know what we would want, because a lot of times, reviews we read, the color would come off of, those really nice ones that look like rugs. We read reviews, that the coloring came off, and we were like, well, we want to spend, a couple $100s for it then to look like trash. So although this isn't, the cutest mat, it kind of does the job. It's very thick, and when I kneel on it, it's comfortable. My knees don't hurt, and it's cushiony, and I don't mind sitting on here. If I sit on a hardwood floor, it kind of hurts my butt. And then I even use it, if I want to, do a workout in the morning when Peace is asleep. Sometimes I'll use this mat just because, like I said, it's comfortable, just like a big fat yoga mat. And right now with him climbing, we always make sure it's kind of pushed up, which right now it's not, up against the couch, so that when he climbs, even though we're always right there, but if we weren't able to catch him quickly, at least it's a little soft landing for him. And I've noticed, now that he's starting to crawl up on his knees and not just army crawl, it almost seems that he prefers to crawl on his knees on here, and when he goes to the hardwood floor, after a while it kind of hurts him, I think. I don't know, maybe not, but that's just what I think, because then he'll flop down and like army crawl again. Maybe he just is lazy and likes to army crawl. But yeah, I definitely would recommend getting a Playmat. I would actually say we should have gotten it earlier,